They're ready to go. And they're racing, away they go. Very even line away. Agent Hallway was one of the first to break the line over Boston Blaze, and then came Go With It, followed by All the Milk. Dashing around the outside as Motley Man. There was trouble back in the field. Thrilling Might is back behind them, followed by Boston Blaze, who's in big trouble with Homebush Cocoa and Go With It. But Agent Hallway, off and gone, is going to beat home. Very close here between All the Milk and Motley Man. They were followed up, but close up another Pizza along with Thrilling Might, and then we had Homebush Cocoa, Go With It. And the favourite, Boston Blaze, got into a heap of trouble and has run dead last. Agent Jorge broke a pretty even line away from the boxes and has been able to score. The first on this 12-race program here out of Hattrick Raceway was a very even line away. Let's have a look at the favourite here, Boston Blaze, who was second and then has struck trouble and has been brought backwards. And racing away they go. Super Rooster bounded out and put a couple of links on. Tiparita Charger, Crystal Wave, Guinea Ahaka. Wider is Captain Osty. They're being tracked along out wider by Dalek. Calm back on the inside, Vicky's Quest and Homebush Lignite. Super Rooster to turn in first here. A couple over. Tiparita Charger is closing. Super Rooster, Tiparita Charger, Crystal Wave and Guinea Ahaka, followed in by Vicky's Quest. They were tracked in next by Homebush Lignite, who was back towards the tail with the Captain Osty, one of the last ones to run through. Super Rooster for the Paul Freeman Angela Turnbull team closed off at around 6:20 and 180 showing on my screen. And Gia bounded away from the boxes beautifully and put a couple of links on. A Tiparita Charger who was out in the centre. Tracking them into the race was Crystal Wave. Round the outside was Captain Osty, who weakened out towards the tail. Guinea Ahaka back over on the inside. Ready to go. And racing, very even line away. Miss McFly was one of the first out of Go Rioli. Secret Sprite over on the inside from Hilton Friday. That's the first four, followed by Green. Thanks Charlie over on the inside. Addicted and out the back door. Wong Wei Susie. Up they come. Miss McFly. Oh, there's trouble on the turn. Miss McFly will win over Go Rioli. Third in Hilton Friday. And then we had Green. They were followed in by Wong Wei Susie. And the rest were poleaxed out of it. Thanks Charlie with Addicted. And a Secret Sprite copped the worst of that and whips them in. Miss McFly, $10.70 and $3.30 over Go Rioli at $1.60. They were the top two. There was all sorts of trouble onto the home turn. And it was a very even line away from the boxes. In the end, Miss McFly broke the line well from Go Rioli. Secret Sprite was punching up on the inside into third. And then Hilton Friday was just in behind it. Now, what happens here around the turn? Wong Wei Susie was never in it. And racing, away they go, bounding out from out wider, Kiribati Girl, driving the paint, Supreme Shalene right there, Carzillion, followed by My Squizzy, is looking to hunt on the inside. They're being followed next in the field by Opie Bossman, and then came Zipping Tay out the back door. Opar was swift with Reba Lauder. Up they come, the emergency. Supreme Shalene has got there. Over My Squizzy, Zipping Tay. Close up next was Opie Bossman, and then we had Kiribati Girl. Back and behind those runners we would have had back there as well, Carzillion if I didn't call it, Reba Lauder, and Opar was swift back in the last couple. Supreme Shalene here jumping from the inside and closed off around I think the $6 mark, in the vicinity of $6 anyway. 130 odd for the place, and gee, it railed up on the inside beautifully from that inside draw. Was able to head off a Kiribati Girl. Right with them was Carzillion and My Squizzy. Favourite on the outside in the pink, Lulu Blue. Set to go. First race over the 5:20 is underway. And jumping out well was Duchess Queen, but gets right off the track. Up the inside, false step, Lulu Blue between runners, Shalana Star. Oh, getting the chop there was Shalana Star along with Caesar Chance back to the front. Duchess Queen by a length and a half on Miss Isabella, I'm a catch. And then came Matisse, followed by false step. Lulu Blue's a long way off the pace with Caesar Chance, and forget about Shalana Star. Off the top they come. In front, Miss Isabella trying hard as I'm a catch along with false step. Miss Isabella is going to score though and win. Second over Duchess Queen, I'm a catch, and then we had Matisse. They were followed in by Lulu Blue, false step. Further back in the field, Caesar Chance, and last of all, Shalana Star. Tough win here for Miss Isabella. Locally trained by Gary and Sarah Ross at around $9 and $2 for the place. And has been able to whip away from that inside draw and score for the Gary and Sarah Ross, who race and train this bitch by Scott Excited. From box 6, the green Cosmic Fury. Ready. Racing, away they go. Emma Marie out fast from the inside, headed off by Dolly Peg and Waterbug. They're being followed by Hey You. Wider on the track, then came Homebush Domino, then came Cosmic Fury, third to last. In front of Shanga Banga Bang and Fastback King. Emma Marie to turn in first and is well clear. Emma Marie to score the prize. Second, Shanga Banga Bang from Fastback King, Waterbug, and then we had Homebush Domino. Hey You was next in Cosmic Fury, and Dolly Peg back towards the tail. Good effort here from Emma Marie. Trained at Levin by Terry Downey. Terry owns the September 2009 Regal Brett Zam Wen bitch, and she scored here. Start 171 today for Emma Marie, and she's got underneath Dolly Peg. What happened to Dolly Peg? She was up second. Yeah, she's copped a bit of a check on the home turn, and then she's just been bashed from behind by a couple of others, and that led her to go out the back. But Emma Marie, favourite on the inside, ready. Off away, and pretty quick from out wide it was Homebush Limbo driving up to take the lead. Exponential Lily right along the inside. Quick Cat there is an Inazuma. They're being followed by 8 Pizza further back in the field. Go Fern Go with Ring a Ding and Queen Cobra. Up they come. Exponential Lily is off and gone and is going to win. Inazuma second, 8 Pizza third, and then we had Go Fern Go. They were followed in by Queen Cobra. Next in Quick Cat to Homebush Limbo, and Ring a Ding was back in those last few. Exponential Lily to score here at 360 and 160 over Inazuma at 248, Pizza at 230. It will be a 3-5-4 finish. 3-5 and 4. Ring a Ding just wasn't quick away from the boxes at all. Exponential Lily was pretty quick away and has driven hard and got the lead and ran right away from them here. Inazuma into second, Quick Cat back on the inside, 8 Pizza. Buddy moving around to the traps, set and ready. Cranites from the inside, ready. And there often was a stride slow. Cranites missed it. Space Race was first out. Going forward is Opawanati. They charge into the first turn. So Space Race holds the lead over Nonu Nonu Boom over on the inside with it, as well as Jonesy's Fortune and El Pinador moving around the outside. A length and a half to Cranites. They're being followed by Opawanati. And then came Buster Boy with Big Time Jet. Space Race is leading them down the side over Jonesy's Fortune. Nonu Nonu Boom, and then came El Pinador. Space Race is going to lead the entire trip and win over Jonesy's Fortune, Cranites, Nonu Nonu Boom, El Pinador, and then we had Opawanati, Big Time Jet, and Buster Boy was the one back at the tail. And all the way win here for Space Race. Tom McCracken, the trainer here locally, $5 and $2.20 has led them the entire 520-metre trip and has been able to score and score well over the 3, the 1 and the 2. So 5, 3, 1 and 2 the numbers as they pass the line. Righty, coming round, they're set, ready and racing. Yannick was okay away from the inside, pinging from out wider. What's Up G to lead them into the first turn over Yannick as they head around the turn out of the straight. Oh, Mammy Brown copped a check and went back to last. Moving into third, Wallace Ladd, followed by Riggs, and they're being followed by Opawa Token. Ritzer Jack further back to Graduation and Mammy Brown. What's Up G leading them off the back, but Yannick is stalking over on the outside and is only a length away. And then came Wallace Ladd. They turn and go. What's Up G and Yannick going back to the inside. Yannick out and after What's Up G, who will hold on. What's Up G, Yannick. Not sure third. We had Opawa Token and Wallace Ladd. Next in was Riggs. They were tracked along by Ritzer Jack, Graduation, and Mammy Brown back towards the tail. What's Up G has held on here in the first leg of the quaddie, a bit of a knockout blow to around $14, and has just held on from Yannick, who was game in defeat. Margin will be about ahead. Wallace Ladd will get into third in front of Opawa Token. Racing out fast, Rosemore Osti goes straight towards the lead over Run Lacey, Run Leadfoot, Lenny and Lady Annabella out wider. They're being followed by Armed Forces back over on the inside. Narahoy, who copped a check and went back up the inside. Homebush Sarge back with them as well as they turn in as Leadfoot, Lenny up they come. Rosemore Osti in front will win over Run Lacey, Run Armed Forces, Lady Annabella, Homebush Sarge, Leadfoot, Lenny, and then we had Narahoy and back towards the tail, Lachlan. Rosemore Osti flew the traps, too good for them. $3 in the end it closed off at, so it got the drifts, $3 and $1.70. Another one tonight for Lisa Ahern. This one raced by T. Watson, win 41 at start number 117, and legged it straight towards the lead. Run Lacey Run was out and after it. Then there was trouble. The 3 jumped on the back of the 4, and the 7, Lachlan, copped the backwash and went back through them. But up the straight, Rosemore Osti, too good for them here. And chasing hard was Run Lacey Run. Set. Racing away they go, out fast was Opawa's sister along with Angelic Star, driving between runners Matilda's Babe and Jump and Sally out wider. They've been followed by B Rabbit further back in the field. Then came Nitro Lewis. Back there as well is a Calamity Free and Miss Foxy Minx. Up they come. Angelic Star too big and too bold over Nitro Lewis, B Rabbit, Matilda's Babe. Back over on the inside, Jump and Sally followed by Calamity Free. Opawa's sister, favourite Miss Foxy Minx, back last. Angelic Star here for Jason Dunn, $4.70 around about the closing price there, $1.40. Jumped away pretty well. There was 4 of them vying for the lead, the 2, the 3, the 5 and the 7. The 7 looked like it copped a bit of a check around the turn, and Angelic Star was able to boot away from them here and to get the prize, running into a second position. Set and racing. Teepa Rita away and puts 3 lengths on. Swapan out and after them. Princely Dollar with them too as Belcara whipping around the outside. So Tuaruza right there. Dillmanstown, and then came Red Mover Hoover followed by Princely Dollar and Wee Digger. Up they come. They won't beat Teepa Rita. She wins over Belcara, Swapan, and then we had Dillmanstown followed by Red Mover Hoover, Princely Dollar further back in the field, Aruza, and back at the tail of the field we had Wee Digger. So Teepa Rita takes out the final race tonight here at Hattrick Raceway. The last favourite of the night, $2.80 for the win, and pinged away from that inside draw just as she did from box 4 at Manawatu on Monday, and cleared out from the rest of the field here. Up around the outside was Belcara giving chase from Swapan, and then came Dillmanstown.